Okay, YouTubers, welcome back to the channel. This is ASA Studio channel for photographers and music producer, car designers, and others. I just want to say a very big thank you for those of you supporting the channel one way or the other. You've been of great, help trying to make the channel grow. I really want to say I appreciate. All right, so let's dive into what we have for today. We are in Capture One and we are editing a pre-wedding photo shot. And I just want to show you some editing process I would like to take if I was to be the one to edit for the client. Okay, so let's dive right into what we have. Now you can see before and after. I guess I just something has been changed, so I'm just going to reset it, and I guess it's the white balance. So custom. I'm just going to change it to as short. Okay, so we have nothing actually going on. Okay, so let's start the tutorial afresh. All right, so now I'm just going to create a new adjustment layer, new field adjustment layer. So you can see if I press M, it's actually adjusting everything on the. I'm going to turn off the before and after. So it's actually adjusting everything over the photo. So I'm just going to name it white balance. So we know that layer is for white balance. I'm going to go to the white balance and then pick up the sampler tool, and I want to pick where it's supposed to be white. So if address is supposed to be white, or the seashore, we're going to see the difference. So if we pick here, we have this field, this calm evening view. So let's turn on before and after, so you can see the before and then after, before and then after, without without telling you guys what's actually going on. Is address is actually white, then this one we have this kind of feel. But I think I like this creamy kind of dress, but we're just going to go for the real picture. And if I hit Control Z, and then sample the river, we have this one, of which we know this isn't white. Even the one she's putting on before is actually whiter than this, but these have this evening feel, which is like it's actually color graded. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the sample upload right here. So we have this evening feel. So we have this before and then after. All right, so we are already having this cool blue on the sky and on the water already. So let's create another adjustment layer. And I wanted to, I thought about fixing the uh, O's we have here, but if we actually remove those O's, which is the footprints, our leg prints, who's gonna know if she walk there? So we don't want to change the photo. We just want to adjust what isn't right. So I'm going to turn on the before and the after, and then I'm going to create another new fill layer. And this is just to adjust the exposure and the contrast and the rest. So let's go. We don't have so much details on the black, and we don't have so much details on the white. So it's just we're just trying to smoothen this curve over the place. So try. Let's start with the high dynamic range or the exposure. So if we bring up the brightness just a little bit, I think that actually helps than taking it down, which makes the photo darker. So we're still going to adjust that in a bit. So I'm just going to take the brightness up by 6. I'm going to take the saturation up also. So we have this saturated, no, you, what's it called, fog, or yeah, and then our skin and the rest of. So just 20 is enough. So let's take it down by 15. Okay, let's use 10 then. Just a little bit, we do 13. Okay, so now I'm going to let's try bring up the highlight of the photo to about, let's say 20. Okay, so I'm actually looking at the photo while dialing it in and not the slider. So I think that looks good. For the white, taking it down or bringing it up. So I don't want to bring it up because of the water. So I'm going to take it down by -5. The blacks, let's see what we have for the blacks. So you can see what's actually happening when we take the blacks down. Our air is out of details. There's no details on our air. So let's zoom in and let's see for our air. So bring the blacks up just a bit, 25. I don't want to pass 20. And the shadows, okay? So that's, I adjusted that with our air. So we can just toggle off and on what we have here. So this is just before and then this is after with a little saturation and the rest stuff that has been adjusted. So let's go on, and I'm just going to create another new empty layer, and this time I want to adjust the sky, not the subject, the sky, and later we'll adjust the background. So let's start with the sky. I'm going to pick the magic brush and then I'm going to select the sky and the waters. So just draw the marks to select the sky and the water. Alright, so Capture One has actually selected the sky for us. So I don't want those halos. I want a smooth transition. So I'm just going to right click and then refine the edge. So take it up just a little bit. And maybe we could select again, but I'm just going to leave it like that for the sake of the tutorial, because then I'll not start selecting. Okay, let's just take small and let's watch Capture One. Okay, so let's see what Capture One. Capture One actually selected a lot of which we don't actually want, and what the best we are going to do is to remove. So I'm just going to grab this eraser tool and then I'm going to remove it from where I don't actually need it. So like on the body of the subject, I'm just going to clean it from our gown, just like so. So we have this one, and let's just go adjust what we need to adjust, and then we can actually erase it from where we don't want. So I'm going to hit M, and then let's go. I want to bring down the saturation, no, the brightness of those places, yeah, to something like that, so that we have more details on the water. And you can see that we actually removed it from the body of the subject. So just by just a little bit, not too much. So just when we have details of the water, and I don't want those halos, so I'm actually going to add with the brush this side. So let's see, adding it, what's the effect of adding it. So it's just too dark, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit Ctrl Z on that. So I'm just going to adjust the slider just a little bit when we have some uniformity. Yeah, so just -12. Or you can actually still take it back till we have something smooth. Okay, so we can actually take it down, yeah. Then we can use Luma range to sort that. So let's first correct that with Luma range. I want the effect to be smooth on the darker side, so I'm just going to do it like this, and then let's see what we have. Maybe I could solve the problem. If it won't, so it didn't actually do anything there. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel it. Okay, let's display marks area. Let's see what's actually going on. Nothing is actually going on there. We can actually fix that. But I wanted to fix this, these areas there, and I don't want it. So I want a little part. It should be present on the darker part. Okay, I think this is actually making it okay. Bringing it back a little, and then it's actually fixing that on the brighter side. Contrast. Okay, let's just click apply. Apply. I wonder why it's taking time. I'm just going to cancel that. then hit M on the keyboard. M. Alright, so let's see what we actually adjusted. So brought down those brightness, and I'm going to click on this. So what else do we need to do? We've adjusted the brightness. We can bring in more, just a little bit of saturation to get the blue feel. I'm going to adjust, bring up the blacks just because of this one. So just bring up the blacks if that didn't solve the problem. Okay, I think we need, how about the shadows? No, I didn't want that. So let's just leave it like that. I will bring it down. No, I think I like it just like that. Okay, so I bring more of the highlight, just a little bit highlight, and the white, I'm going to take it just to weigh it down a little bit, 13, 11, so to add that contrast. All right, so that is that. I'm also going to go to the color balance tool, the color editor tool, and then I'm going to add in some blues. So let's go to the blue, fill in. I'm going to give in some saturation of the blues. Yeah, let's decrease the kind of lightness, and then okay, so go to this one, and then I'm going to increase the saturation also. So we have this view. I'm going to increase the lightness just by 5. All right, so that is that for that. So let's see our before and then our after. Check out the before and then the after. Before and after. Before and after. So if you feel like that it's actually too much, so can actually decrease the opacity just a little. Go back to 50%. So let's see our before and then after. So I'm just going to increase it just a bit. So now let's work with the subject. I'm going to select the subject, create another one, new empty layer, and this time we're selecting the subject. Okay, so let's use this brush tool, and then we're going to keep drawing on the subject and our hair. So let's hit M on the keyboard, M, to see where we're actually drawing. So just a little rough work. Yeah, just a little rough work. Okay, I'm going to zoom in, decrease the size of the brush, and select some other places. So I want to make the subject a little bit lighter than the background, so you can actually make her pop out the more. Okay, so I'm going to hit M back, and then I'm going to start editing that. So let's go to the editor, and then let's go to, okay, we're going to add structure, but let's go to the highlight. So take it up just a bit, and the white, take it up just a bit. I'm going to take, should we increase the black? Yeah, a little. We're working on that, right? Yeah, shadows. Yeah, so increase the shadows, just increase the black just a little. 22, 22, 22, 22. I'm going to decrease this one. I don't want it more than 22. Okay, so some saturation. Yeah, okay, not too much. Just a little bit. 10 or 9 is okay, so let's leave it at 9. The brightness -1, no, increase the brightness. We already increased the highlight, right? So I think we should leave the Yeah, we should leave the brightness alone. Okay, so that is for that. So let's check out before and then after, before and then after, before and after. So you can see just a little bit difference. We can actually decrease the exposure of this one if we actually want to make things more interesting. So something like that, so it looks cool. But that's too much. Just by 7 minus 7, yeah. So this to this, this to this. So this is how I'm going to edit just our portrait. I mean a pre-wedding photo shoot that is having the evening feel. Then if you want to get some color grading, I'm going to add a new fill layer and then go to the color tool and let's go to the color balance, and then we'll have some evening feel, so that would be kind of yellowish kind of feel. Okay, so because you take it to the blue, we have this morning feel. I want this, evening orangey creamy type of feel over and then this one too. So we're just doing some color grading, highlight. So let's decrease the orange a little bit. Then this one, decrease this one just a bit, and then I don't want this one out too. So alright, so take some red out. Then we can decrease the opacity if you want. Very subtle movement. So let's see, I guess it won't be different. Yeah, so it's actually okay. So we can decrease this one, also the opacity. So I'm going to go to this one and I'm going to decrease the exposure. I feel the exposure, we don't need the exposure. So take it up. I fix the exposure. Yeah. Okay, we didn't even use the exposure anymore. Yeah, we didn't use the exposure. How about this one? Yeah, this one minus 7. Yes, we took it down. So I'm going to go to layer 3 and then where did we increase? We didn't increase the exposure. Okay. So I feel like this one is too much, the white and the bright. So highlight, I'm going to take it down by 15. Okay, highlight is actually the dress she's putting on, which is the white, the highlight. So the white, I guess, affects the dress also. Let's bring it down by 15. Okay. The blacks. So I'm just going to take up the blacks again by 10, and the shadows also bring it down something like 7. So we have a smooth one. So from this to this. So thank you guys for watching. See you in our next video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video if you like the content we share. So see you in our next video. The same way I've edited this in Capture One, I'll try to edit it in Photoshop, so and compare the two, because normally I like using Photoshop, but just like using Capture One to try out new things. So alright, so see you in Photoshop on our next video. Take care and stay good.